Yes, editorial matter. India Australia meet start. India and Australia raised their relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership after a virtual summit between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison, who concluded nine agreements, including a mutual logistic support agreement and issued a joint declaration on a shared vision for maritime cooperation in the Indo Pacific. The two countries also agreed to increase the frequency of meetings between the two prime ministers and took the 2 plus 2 format of bilateral meetings to the level of foreign and defense ministers who will meet to discuss strategic issues at least every 2 years. The two leaders, who are expected to meet in person at the extended G7 summit to be held in the United States later this year, spoke for more than an hour over a video link, a fresh for a bilateral summit for India. Both India and Australia share a vision of a free, open, inclusive, and rule based Indo Pacific region to support the freedom of navigation, overflight, and peaceful and cooperative use of the seas by adherence of all nations to international law, including the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and peaceful resolution of disputes rather than through unilateral or cohesive actions, shared the statement issued in New Delhi and Canberra. The summit came amidst tensions between India and China over the standoff at the line of actual control and Australia China tensions over trade issues and differences over handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, Ministry of External Affairs officials said there had been no discussion on China and the two leaders had not discussed including Australia for Malabar or quadrilateral maritime exercises that would include India, Australia, US, and Japan, something that China has opposed in the past. Both sides agreed to continue to deepen and broaden defense cooperation by enhancing the scope and complexity of their military exercises and engagement activities to develop new ways to address shared security challenges. The joint statement added referring to the MLSA, which will allow both militaries the reciprocal use of bases, humanitarian and disaster relief cooperation, port exercises, and passage exercises. Other agreements announced included a framework arrangement on cyber technology, on MOU, on mining and processing critical and strategic minerals, including Australian rare earth metals used for electronics, governance, vocational training, and water management. Mr. Modi said The comprehensive strategic partnership took on new meaning at the time of the global pandemic. The world needed a coordinated and collaborative approach to come out of the economic and social side effects of this pandemic. Our government has decided to view this crisis as an opportunity, he told Mr. Morrison. Mr. Morrison said the CSP would raise the level of trust required to improve the trade and investment flows between India and Australia. Will you stop?